Public theology is how those of us, and in this particular case, I'm talking about as a Christian, those of us who are Christians talk about and understand and envision how we live out our faith in life, how we use our theology, our faith, to work with others in a multicultural and pluralistic society to pursue, search for, and grapple with the common good. It does not mean that I give up the core tenets of my faith. It does not mean that I stop being a Christian. It simply means that as a Christian, as a theologian, as a person of faith, how do I use my faith, the love of Jesus Christ that I hold so desperately to? How do I express that? How do I serve as a witness in the public square? And this channel, as a public theology project, attempts to do that by raising some basic questions that form how public theologians engage in the public square. And I didn't invent these. I borrowed these from a different, another public theologian by the name of Ellis Orozco. And he asked these four grounding questions. What is going on with a particular issue? That's the research component of public theology. Why is this going on? That's the interpretive part of public theology. What should be going on? That's the big ethical question of public theology. And how do we respond to what's going on? And that's the practical and pragmatic part of public theology. Then he goes on to talk about how do we argue? How do we make our case and advocate? Roscoe talks about these 5 rules of engagement in the public square. And my commitment to you is to hold tight to these 5 rules for engagement on this channel. And as I engage in the public square, no personal attacks. State your thoughts clearly and respectfully. Don't assume that others know what you mean. Don't use dismissive attacks. Be kind and respectful. And I'll say that when I'm talking about things that are related exclusively to my faith as a Christian, that will also use hermeneutical principles and exegetical principles that are true to the text, and that I will do deep research to ensure that my hermeneutical and exegetical principles are true to the text, and that I check my beliefs, what I think is true, against what I've discovered to be true through deep exegetical and hermeneutical analysis of the fundamental text to my faith.